Ready?
Welcome back to the Stephie Smalls Show. Doing it a little bit different with the pre-recorded this week. We'll see how it goes. Keep it rolling. Hit the subscribe and like button if you have not yet done that. Big congrats to the winners of the pool last week. Sam Wagman is joining me. Sam, how's it going?
Doing well. Slight recap of the PGA Championship. Neither of us went home particularly thrilled with the results. Neither of us had Xander. We did have the Xander placements, though. And obviously, we both loved Bryson last week, just not enough to bet him outright. So it's times. But Charles Schwab this week should be an absolutely banger of a tournament with a new and refreshed Colonial Country Club out there.
Yeah. Can I be negative about the Xander? I'm going to be negative about Xander for a second. So I've been betting Xander top 10, obviously, every single week because, you're going to lose your shirt. And that kind of goes into this. Like, everyone that was still betting Xander, sorry, you're not even back to even. Like, you bet him so many times that probably barely got you back to even. So I don't feel – that makes me feel a little bit better if I want to be pessimistic about it, that I wasn't on Xander, because I don't even think I would get my money back. And I think I'm doing that with the top 10s.
Yeah, I feel like with Xander, I feel like just the floodgate is going to open. Like everything we've been saying about like Cameron Young and a couple other guys who are like so close to winning, but have like yet to win. And with Xander, obviously it's the major tournament barrier. Like, I think it's just going to be floodgates are going to open and elevated events as well. Like, the guy has just not been able to close, and now that he knows how to close at a major at that, I think it opens a lot of possibilities. So I think people will use that as motivation. They're going to have worse numbers now. Now we're probably going to see more of like those 9-1 to 12-1 numbers for Xander instead of the 14-1 to 16-1 that we've been getting. But still, I mean, the guy is definitely playing like the second best golfer in the world. And truly, I don't think there's that huge of a gap between him and Scotty when Xander's at his best. He can do everything.
Samuel started out of the gates hot right now. I love it.
I don't see it. I've said it so many times this year. He's playing immaculate, perfect golf. If you can say that there is perfect golf, Xander Schauffele with the irksome portion of not being able to close a damn tournament until last weekend, he's been playing perfect golf.
Yeah. I think they're in the same, I don't think the gap is as big as probably my reaction to that comment was, but let's talk about Charles Schwab. We'll stop talking about Xander here. Congratulations to him. Finally, very nice. It makes Cantlay also an even bigger loser, which I love, of course, because not a fan of Cantlay on this show. Charles Schwab, you kind of mentioned there was a renovation last year. Like, for the most part, it's kind of largely unchanged. Like, there's little stuff, 13, 18, certain things, but I don't know that the playability is going to be much different. It should play a little bit harder, which is nice. I know everyone was bitching quite a bit last week about the scores of the major. It's kind of just this like tree-lined positional golf course. You're going to get rewarded off the tee on approach. Putting plays a piece here, but really that accuracy off the tee and with your mid irons. Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, so they talked to Jordan Spieth, and obviously Spieth is like, among players, he is the Colonial Country Club guy when it comes to just relative, course history at this tournament. And his reaction to the renovation was just that, like you said, the playability not really changed that much. They changed all the green complexes and the tee boxes to kind of make things a little bit more updated, a little bit more modern, give golfers a little bit more of a test there. But they didn't really change the golf course layout. They changed, the what's under the golf course, like they changed the irrigation systems.
Yeah.
I also noted that Spieth said this course is playing as firm as possibly it's ever been playing. So I think we're going to see another single-digit finish this year. Last year, I think Emiliano Grillo won 9 under, if I'm correct.
It was somewhere around there.
It was 9 or 8. And I think it plays harder than that. I think we see another, single-digit finish here. And that firm and fast is definitely going to be a nice, welcome factor to the surprisingly solid post-major week field that we have here. So I'm excited to see what they have here. I don't expect much to change about the way guys play it. Just going to be interesting to see those green complexes and see if they give anybody any fits. But like you said, this is going to be a putting contest without the high scores. It's going to be who can putt best on these new and kind of undulating greens.
Yeah, the winning scores have only pushed beyond 15 under twice since I graduated high school. So it does play a little bit more difficult, relatively strong field. Can get some guys that pop. You see some older guys do pretty well here too. But let's get right into smash or passes. You brought him up. My lady boner, usually bet of the week every week. My Jordan Spieth, smash or pass, T20 plus 110.
Yeah, this is a smash for me. Like we said with Spieth, like this is his house. On courses that he's comfortable with. He's not only from the Dallas area, he's just crushed this course lately. A win, three T2s, 4 other top 10s. The guy has just done everything here. And despite the fact that he missed the cut last year. But I think he's just been playing some better golf. We've talked a few times in the past few weeks about how Spieth's golf this year has just not been up to his normal standards. And I think he's kind of starting to turn that around there. He's still working out the approach game. He still lost strokes in 4 of his last 6. But I think in a place like this, Spieth is going to figure out what he needs to do to win. I don't think he's going to overthink it like he's been doing in the past couple events for him. His birdie or better percentage is always solid here. His play around the greens, like he knows this course. And I think that is as big a factor as one can play in a tournament like this, where it's a new course layout, or not new course layout, but new kind of renovation and style. And I think him having living in the area and playing it often, I think that'll give him an edge over this field. So I'm willing to take the plus money on the top 20 here. I will smash this.
Yep, I am smashing. I would love to smash Jordan Spieth. I am smashing Jordan Spieth T20 plus 110. Last week, also the first time he hasn't really bled too many strokes on approach there. Like you said, very consistent here. This is actually a great place for him to get a get right spot. He also didn't rate out well for me, which is the first time in quite a bit. So I like that as well. You talk about his driving accuracy. This is his type of course. He likes to play a little bit more challenging, where he's able to get creative. He'll probably put himself into tons of weird spots that he can get himself out of. Really great off the tee last week as well. So I am with you on that. We'll move on here to smash or pass. Starting to see his name pop up a little bit. Mav McNeely T30 plus 138.
You love a good McNeely play.
I really don't, is the thing.
He's playing good golf. He's playing good golf, and playing well in difficult scoring conditions. The only thing I worry about is his stroke gain approach is not great lately. Yeah. Only 88 on difficult greens, and it gets worse when you switch to bent grass on the model. So not a huge fan. The ball striking is good. The tee to green game is good. It just is whether he can have it. This is probably going to be a pass just because it's a little bit of a stronger field. And I'm not completely sold.
Yeah, and I think with guys like this, because I think I'm going to pass as well. I wanted to get there. There's quite a few people that I think are sharper on him this week. T30, again, we're not asking for much.
Right.
But you look at his approach from 125 out, and that worries me. And what really worries me too is his driving accuracy isn't impressive. And for guys like this, I at least want their driving accuracy to be pretty decent. We know he can be an elite putter. He's off some recent good form. But if he missed the cut, would I be shocked? I mean, you look at his results the last 4 years, T52, cut, T20, T32. He has gained strokes the last six times he's played. But,
yeah,
I can see him. I guarantee this guy's going to finish he's going to finish T38. I could see him sneaking out of that.
Yeah, he 22% of the approach shots last year were from 150 to 175. He ranks 116th in that.
Yeah.
For me, and I'm not quite there. Like you want to be pinpoint enough, and you want the bogey avoidance and birdie records to be good enough with that. I'm not quite there with him. So this has got to be a pass for me simply because of that.
Maybe since we talked about it so much, like I might sprinkle on first round leader or maybe do a matchup to make myself feel better. But outside of that, I am going to pass at this time. Yeah. Moving on to Mr. PV Herman, Brian Harman, smash or pass. Brian Harman outright 35-1.
So I heard you guys talking about this on the Mayo show. Great job on that, by the way, this morning. And I wanted to get there, especially with Vincenzi throwing out the top 5 like that. That's absolutely crazy. Like I think it's a little sharp, and I definitely think this is a place that he can go, but I'm just not quite there. I'm gonna pull up his finishes here. He's got a handful of finishes inside the top 10.
Yeah.
Also a handful of finishes outside the top 30. Nothing that screams that he was close to a win, even with those top 10 finishes. Courtesy of like final round 65s. He has a few where he was in contention, then shot himself out like 73 or 74. I don't know. I don't think we've seen, he's put together 4 above average under par rounds here once or twice. And it was several years ago, the last time he did it. So for me, I'd be in on him at the top 20. I'd be out on him at the outright. The putter hasn't completely been there lately for him. Neither has his approach game. He's only gained on approach in 2 of his last 6 events. He's lost strokes in 3 of his last 7 putting, which we almost never see from Harman. I don't know. I'm not quite there. His driving accuracy isn't going to matter that much this week. Driving accuracy is almost negligent when it comes to how much it matters at Colonial. So I think I'm just going to pass on the outright here. I'd be much happier to take him at the top 20. I think it's plus 155. It's a good number.
Yeah, I honestly forget what I gave out on Mayo because I know I was on him as well. I think I gave out a 20 or a 10. I'm fine with either of those. Also, like a top 30 at almost even money at Bet Rivers at minus 106. Like I do not hate that by any means. He had a top 30 finish at PGA. He gained nearly 6 strokes on approach. Again, big emphasis on that approach game this week. He plays well on these short courses. He's also had 8 top 30s in 11 appearances at Colonial. Like it's good, but I mean, it's not like we're not talking.
Not great. Yeah.
I also fucking hate betting on him. So that's an immediate knock. Somewhat good course fit. He does have the ability to pop off with the putter. He also has the ability to not play very well. I think I am going to, I'm not smashing the outright. I will give the top 20. But again, like if you're just trying to get some bankroll action, a minus 106 on him to finish top 30 feels pretty good off of his performance.
Yeah, I'm with that. Nearly even money. Like that's a play that I would make if I had Bet Rivers.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, here's a name that actually not a lot of people are talking about, and a guy that I'm excited to get your opinion on. Smash or pass, Daniel Berger, top 40 plus 115.
I had a feeling you were going to bring, something out here. That's interesting. And I have not like so much as watched much of Daniel Berger since he came back.
I don't think they've been showing a lot of him in general.
He really he's been playing all the lower events. Like he played Myrtle Beach, finished T36, played the CJ Cup, finished T13. That's his only top 30 finish of this. It's only top 4. This is only top 40 finish of the season. Actually, no, that's not true. Sorry. Waste Management finished T28. But I don't know. Berger scares me. I haven't seen enough of him to think that he is fully recovered from the back issues. We've seen both sides of that. We've seen Zalatoris, who has shown the ability to finish like really highly on some leaderboards. And then we've seen Berger, who really hasn't done anything quite yet. And I'm assuming that a lot of that is I think he's on conditional status. I don't think he's on a full card, so he can't play the full series of events, which is why this list of tournaments does not look that great outside of the Phoenix or the Waste Management. But I don't know, stats haven't been that great. He's losing a ton of strokes putting. Not really gaining on approach that much. Gaining off the tee where, again, it really doesn't matter that much this week. I don't know. I'm really hesitant here. The top 40 isn't a high barrier for him. And I can't remember the last time he's played the Charles Schwab T20 in 2021. He won it. He won it in 2020.
I don't know.
2020 was his best season by far. Looking at the number, looking at his finishes, that was just him. Bunch of top tens there, but I don't know. I'm not willing to put it there. His best stat is driving accuracy, and again, that doesn't mean much on this course. So I'm really sketchy about his putting. That's really where I'm sketchy about. And on a course where these green complexes are going to be brand new and pretty tough and tricky, if we believe anything of what we heard, I'm not there with it.
Okay, so you're passing on Daniel Berger.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm smashing Daniel Berger at top 40 plus 115. I also, when I put my final card out, which I have been so lackadaisical about, you might see a top 20 on there. I'm not gonna lie. I think like his approach play has been better. He's gained the last couple, which again we said it's kind of spotty with the way that he's playing right now, so it's hard to like totally know what form he's fully in. I'm kind of fucking really in on this. He's fifth on approach from 150 to 175 the last 20 rounds. Didn't play last year, obviously. I believe that was because of the back. T23, T20, he won it. T53, first and good drive percentage. If I want to start pulling things out of my butt, I can. Short game, he has struggled, but I think he's improving enough. And this is obviously a course that he's fared well at before. So kind of like Spieth, a good put it together type place for him. Top 40 at plus 115 for a guy that's won it before and is in horrific form. Like, I'm fucking down with that. So I'll smash it.
Okay. All right. I mean, I can understand it. It's taking a swing and it's a low barrier. So yeah. I mean, I don't like despise it. Like, I think there are better bets on the board, probably around that range. But sure. I mean, if you want to target that, by all means.
All right, let's move on. Smash or pass. Seabez, top 30 plus 105. He is 50 to 1 to win. So again, like Berger's 100 to 1, 50 to 1. Like that just seems like such a big gap for me. I don't know why I know why, but it just seems like a lot.
Yeah, we've had some circumstances of Bezuidenhout like really looking good. Like the American Express. There was a period of like 2 hours where I thought he was going to win the American Express.
Yeah.
Played really well in DP World Tour event, the ISPS Honda, a couple weeks ago. Finished T3 in that. 16th in the Wells Fargo. He's been putting some quietly very consistent golf together. He's only had he's had 6 straight T30 or better finishes. Before the miscut at the PGA last week. And the putting's been terrific. The approach has been pretty solid. The around the game's been good. I mean, he's gaining strokes. So I do like Bez here. I heard a funny quote from Pat Mayo this morning on the show. And basically this feels like a very solid course that Bezuidenhout can attack for 3 days and then completely melt down on Sunday and fall out of contention. Which is why I think the T30 is an easy play here. This definitely seems like that type of course where he can, kind of attack it with the good approach, and his putting, if it's on form, like will be an asset here. And then, kind of just, floats away a little bit because he's not really at that point where he can close out a tournament, but he still stays in that range of T30. 20th in bogey avoidance. 14th in birdie or better percentage from the fairway. The proximity buckets are good. So, and he plays well in Texas, and he's an excellent win player. So there's a lot of things that I like about Bezuidenhout. I know Vincenzi loves him for the outright this week. I am not able to get there on the outright. The number is just too short for me. I'm with you on that part, but I do love this T30, and you're getting it at plus money as well.
Yeah, and I will have producer Ryan put the Mayo show that I was a guest on with Vincenzi in the description if you want to go check that out. I did bet it because I told them I would, and the last time Vincenzi was on Mayo, he gave out Akshay, which I won that week. Actually, I didn't even know that they were on it, but I agreed to get on CBEZ with them. I think the top 30 is a pretty, I mean, like, again, it's plus 105. I think it's a good number. I know he's starting to get a little bit popular. But like Mayo kind of talked about on the show too, these guys can get really hot with the putter. I do like quite a bit here, and Bez is obviously one of those guys. So I'm going to smash the top 30. I did bet it at 50-1. I took the each way because I'm a coward and I couldn't do it all the way. But I'm with you on that. I think Bez too. Again, another guy quietly having a pretty good year.
Yeah, he's going to annoy you. He's going to make some really stupid boneheaded mistakes. And just hit shots short, left, right, wherever the hell he can to miss the green, because that's what he does. But he will have enough of those, like, wow, I can't believe this guy just stuck at 3 feet and, you know, it makes the birdie to kind of balance that out and get you where you need to go.
He's really fun to watch when he's playing great golf, too. He's a very easy player to root for. Okay, I have 2 more, even though there should only be 1 more, but I want to sneak a guy in. I'll start with the first one, another one that I mentioned on the Mayo show, but just want to get to it regardless. Smash or pass, Tony Finau, top 20 plus 150.
Yeah, I would not bet this guy outright if he was the only guy on the board. Yeah. But the top 20 I can get there on. It's just the putting. It's always the putting. Yeah. But look, you know, we're looking at, you know, something that we have surprisingly, we've been recording this for 22 minutes and have somehow not mentioned the name Scottie Scheffler once yet.
That's impressive for me. That's I'm in Scottie Scheffler daddy rehab. That's very impressive.
That's something that I could totally buy, being real. But when we're talking about like guys that can outduel Scottie, or, you know, a player of that caliber, Finau is definitely among those guys in that field. Like, when at his best, he can do it, which is why I'm willing to go there on like a top 20 and play it. But we just don't see it enough to where he continually gets the outrights done. So I'm not exactly ready to back him on the outright. I do like the top 20. Has been playing some good golf lately. T18 last week, T12 2 weeks ago. Obviously in Texas, at the Houston Open, finished T2. So, you know, he has the finishes to get there. Like, he can get hot at a moment's notice. It's just the putter is the key to everything with him. The putter will once again be the key to whatever he's able to do here. Missed the cut here last year, but T4 2 years ago. So he has the history of playing really well here. I will go along with this. I'll smash it.
All right. Yes. And I wanted to include it just in case people don't get a chance to check out that episode. So I'm also going to smash Tony Finau, top 20 plus 150. I'm with you on, I do not trust him to win quite yet. His results are very up and down. We love that Finau is like a very big family guy, but some of that is like, are we taking a little bit away from the golfing because we know he's a great golfer? I know Feinberg had mentioned in Mayo's Monday show, whatever it was, that at this point, he's kind of just a guy that likes the T30s and paying the mortgage, which is a little funny. But no knock to Finau. He's a great golfer. I mean, he's coming off that T18 finish. Like you said, he led the field in strokes gained approach, gaining 9.3 strokes. So I feel like ultimately, I feel really good about this guy's iron play. We know he plays well in Texas. Putting always is going to make you nervous here with Finau. What did he miss? Like a 7-inch. I mean, he missed a ridiculous putt on, I don't know if it was the last day there, but it was not pretty. I know, like, I took driving accuracy into account a little bit more, obviously, than you did. You dismissed it, but he missed a shitload of fucking fairways last week. And as much as, like, maybe you don't want to hone in on it, it was, like, pretty concerning how many fairways he missed. I fucking hate that here. He did gain strokes in 10 of his 13 starts off the tee. So I'm smashing Tony Finau. I think there's enough to like. I will say if he gets like a top 10 here, I can see myself in the next couple of weeks betting him outright.
Yeah, I do think if anybody has like the skill to kind of go along with it and kind of just push through, I think Finau does. Like last year, when he missed the cut here, it really wasn't all his fault. Just didn't play as well. I'm trying to look for his stats for some reason, cannot find them. Oh, there it is. 2.5 strokes lost with the putter last year. That was the main culprit. Actually was the worst putting number in the field, averaged 2.44 strokes lost with the putter.
I wonder if his
That's
son
pretty
putts
bad.
better than him. Like, I genuinely wonder if his son putts better than him. Doesn't he do junior golf or something? It's
yeah. I mean, he's been out there caddying for him. I hope he's not teaching him how to putt. I hope he has someone else.
I hope we have a coaching for that. Before I was going to give another smasher pass out. Before I do that, I'm going to post some of the rhythm bets. If you guys haven't checked that out yet, still you can get a free trial on it. It's been awesome. Definitely a learning.
No credit card required. That's the best part.
Yep. The top 20 with Heath. That was the one we gave out, I think, last week.
Mine was the top 5, and I'm so pissed that like did not hit because he just had a brain fart.
Yeah. Well, he was also like crippled too. Like he was like dislocated a rib. Like I didn't know any of this before betting. He had allergies, like whatever.
I heard about it on Saturday and was like, "What are we doing here, guys?"
The way they were saying it as if he was about to withdraw. I'm like, you guys are scaring the fuck out of me.
Like, what are we doing here, guys?
Yeah. Okay. Before I was gonna ask you a smash or pass, but I have a weird feeling that this is your done, so I don't want to take it away. We'll go right into quad D's. What is your done bet for the week?
So I went back and forth between 3 different guys. I wasn't sure who you were going to settle on. I know we both like 2 or 3 of the same guys to win this week. So I have a feeling we're going to cross over here. My done is Tom Hoagie.
Okay.
Yeah, I can tell from your expression.
Well, no, I was going to go the other way. I think you'll be pleased with who I picked, but let me take the floor.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, the thing with Hoagie is, and the reason that he was down at 50-1 is because he has not played that well in this event before, but the profile is just very solid. He's a solid bent grass putter. The approach game has been absolutely magnificent lately with him. You know, played well in the PGA last week. Like, I just have a lot of faith in Hoagie that he's playing his best golf currently. He's gained on approach in every single event this year, which should not surprise anybody. That's his bread and butter. But the putting has been really there. He's only lost in putting in 2 of his last 12 events. So that gives me a lot of hope for him. And it's something I really wanted to see from him, you know, going into the season. He's definitely shown that he can get there on the big stages before. He did take down Pebble Beach 2 years ago.
My first outright win ever.
Yeah. So, like, we know that he can get there. He's not going to win. He doesn't have a ton of win equity. So, you know, the number is definitely a little bit higher than I would like it to be. I got it at the top at 45-1. That's as far as I was wanting to go. If it dropped below 40, which I suspect it will, I had no interest. But I mean, 10th in overall proximity, 7th in 125-150, which is 20% of approaches, and then 11th in that 150-175, which I said was 22.6%. 42nd in good drives gained, 26th in scrambling, 4th in birdie or better percentage. Like, he has the stats that back up a winner profile here. And despite the fact that I know he's probably going to let us down somehow, like, I can't help but think he is a perfect match for this event. Doesn't have to score too many birdies. He kind of just has to focus on the bogey avoidance and kind of just getting up and down on these greens, and I think he can do it.
Yeah, there's like a huge chance that his chipping makes us want to fucking blow our brains out. But if it doesn't, like you said, it's just the perfect recipe for him. I waited to bet on him a couple weeks. I know I've been on him in the past. I kind of circled this similar to a lot of people did. I know Mayo did. It's just the perfect course fit for him. I would love to see that. I'm looking right now to see what his first round leader number is. That's 50-1 as well. Could be an interesting.
Yeah, it's something I'll be on as well.
So for my done, since you took that one, I'm gonna go back to Homa. I had him last week. I'd be remiss to not talk about him. this is a guy that I could see go head-to-head with Scotty on the final day. He's always capable with the putter. There's plenty to like about him here as well. If you're a big course history person, 3 of his last 4 included what we got here? 2 top 30s and 2 top 10s. Less of an emphasis on the off the tee definitely benefits a guy like Max Homa. He's also very fucking likable. We always want to bet Homa. I haven't bet Homa fully outright. I am going to do this as an outright, not just for my one and dones. And his approach is starting to look great the last few events. So I used to hear tree lined and automatically bet Max Homa. So we will go back to that. Give me Homa for my done.
Yeah. Does the driving accuracy worry you a little bit? I know, like I've said, I'm not taking it much into account, but the driving distance absolutely does not matter.
Yeah, that doesn't matter at all.
Driving accuracy worry you at all for this event? Because I also have Homa on my card. But I knew we were both gonna have like the same like relative guys, and it does scare me a little bit. Like I would be lying if I said otherwise.
I think it does, and I'd have to like I'll go back and maybe I'll post a tweet later about it. I'd have to look at how he does at like these like tighter courses like this, because I feel like he finds more. Maybe I could be fucking making this up, to be completely honest. So don't trust me on it, anyone that's listening. I feel like he finds a little bit more success off the tee as far as like these tighter fairways go.
Like last year finished T9, and it was one of 6 total tournaments that he did not gain strokes off the tee. In 2022, he only gained 0.17 strokes off the tee. That's one of his shorter numbers. So he has like a history of playing well here, despite not catching a lot of strokes gained off the tee. Didn't play it in 2021. 2020 missed the cut. Gained a ton off the tee. Actually, his best off the tee performance of the season. Another low one. Yeah, he's got a pretty consistent track record of not gaining off the tee here, but making up with it in parts of his other games. So as long as he's able to do that, I think if he's able to put it together off the tee with his driving accuracy, we could very well see him holding the trophy at the end of the week.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually talking myself. He's someone, the number wasn't good enough. Like he's someone I would have really loved to be able to do it each way, but at that point, it's not worth it to me. I'd rather just bet him.
Yeah, I just took the out. I just took the outright.
Absolutely. All right, let's get to dad bets. What you got for me?
So I picked an interesting dad bet, at least for myself.
I fucking hate it. I already know I'm gonna hate it.
I think he might. It's Sungjae M to finish in the top 20 at plus 150. My entry note is the funniest part of the reasoning. Sungjae has played 4 events at Colonial. He has a missed cut, a top 10, another missed cut, and then a top 15. And I definitely did that backwards. I definitely did that backwards. I definitely did that backwards. He got the top 10 first and then missed the cut, because this is the placement year. He's alternated the last few years with the placements and the missed cuts. We are now coming off the missed cut last year, which means we are ready for a placement this year. And he's playing some good golf lately. Prior to last week's missed cut, quietly a solid couple of weeks. He had the T12, T4 at both the RBC and the Wells Fargo, and he won a KPGA event in Korea. And look, he can heat up at any time. Like he is one of the most talented players on tour. The irons are starting to get back to normal for Sungjae. If we pull up his last several events and what he's looked at there from, a ball striking perspective, he's gained in each of his last 3 on approach. He's gained around the green in each of his last 3. The putting was atrocious last week at the PGA Championship. I'm not sure what happened there, but we're back to some different greens here this week. So I do think he could go better there with some different green complexes. And the last time he contended, which was in 2022, played really well. Stroke gained on approach, stroke gained off the tee, stroke gained around the green. Lost about a half a stroke putting, but still finished T15. I do think he is a contender for this tournament. Should be a lot higher than the number that he's at. I think I may end up getting there on the outright for him, which is currently sitting at 35-1.
Okay, he did not rate out as bad as I thought. But again, like you kind of said it, I do think he's a player, which I guess you can say this about quite a few players as they're on the PGA Tour. But he's definitely a player that I think can win any week because he's someone that can have a spike week and it's done. Like, what did you give out? Top 10?
Top 20 plus 150.
He has his approach game been stinky or no?
It's been not great.
It's been really not great. What do you mean?
Gained marginally in each of his last.
It's really not good. What are you talking about?
I did not say his approach game has been good. All I said is that he has gained in each of his last 3 events. Marginally, but he has gained.
Oh, gross.
The Masters is the one everyone looks at as like, what the hell is that? 2.5.
He hasn't really had a good approach week that I would consider good since like Century. I feel like
he something's been off with him this year, but the end of the week finishes have been there the last few weeks for him. So I'm willing to put those to the side and think that maybe something has changed in maybe his mental mindset. And I do think this is not a course that's going to. It's hard. Like people see the low digit scores and they're like, "Oh my God, that's an impossible course." I don't think Colonial is that complicated of a course, and I certainly don't think it's going to flummox a lot of these guys. I think the low scores are mostly attributed to the fact that you can't overpower this course. You can't just take driver off every tee. You have to take a lot of irons off and a lot of woods and hybrids off of these tees and kind of just play your way around the positional tree line nature of the course. But I do think Sungjae is able to beat this course very, very simply. And we have history of him playing very well at this course. So I do think this is, a good course for him to get things right back. Again, it's a top 20. Something he's done in 2 out of 4. And I do think he has, what it takes, despite the fact that the form is not there currently.
I don't know. I'll report back on it. This is a little bit. I feel like we're trying to talk ourselves into it a little bit too.
Oh, no, I already talked myself way into it. I love Sungjae.
30, I probably would have been like, yeah, that sounds sick. But like, I don't know. All right. And my dad bet is not something that I should even be bragging about. I'll start getting close to wrapping up here, so we'll rapid fire through our dart and dumb fuck bets. But my daddy of the week, lately been my quiet daddy. And I think I preface this with, I think because of my season-long team, I hone in on certain guys because I'm watching them every week and I'm watching their performance, what their form is. And it's kind of like last year, like Shez Reavie, I was betting him top 40 every week and he was just quietly doing that for weeks on end, and he was winning me a crap load of money. Now we're moving over to Father Hodges, Lee Hodges, top 30.
Fake geriatric.
Plus, okay, yes, very shocking for everyone that doesn't know.
I can't believe you didn't know that Lee Hodges was like not old. Is it
because he has a grandpa name? Like what Lee Hodges is a grandpa name, kind of. Like I feel like that's like, oh yeah, my Uncle Lee, like Lee Hodges. Like that's an old man name. But he's not old. He's younger than me. His birthday, he turns 29 June 14th. I don't know why.
He's younger than me.
Remember that. Top 40 is plus 150 and is top 30 plus 210. So I'll give out the top 30 if you want to play it safe and you just kind of, this is like my Kelly Craft of the week. You could do the top 40 if you don't want to go full in with me.
This is not as nearly as disgusting as that Kelly Craft.
No, it's not nearly as disgusting. Lee Hodges is playing very good golf, very quietly, had a fantastic week last week, gained more than 7 strokes on approach and 2.5 putting. He's playing very solid. I don't think a top 30 is a lot to ask for him. I'm betting top 20. Don't be crazy like that. I probably will bet him each way. I'm going to be completely honest with everyone. I won't lie. Last 2 years, finished 29th and 35th. And his win was at the 3M, which is on bent grass. And I think talking yourself into a top 30 is really not.
Fuck. God damn it.
You're going to do it. Like, just do it. It's fun.
We're having fun.
Okay, fine. Don't do it. I don't give a fuck.
Fine. I'm in.
This is the Lee Hodges show now. What is your dart bet? You're in? Okay.
My dog of the week is I can't believe I actually wrote this down. Lucas Glover is my dog of the week.
I like it.
60-1. Do you know Lucas Glover has 16 starts at this event? The guy's been playing this since I was
like in my head,
6.
He's younger. He's younger than Lee Hodges in my head.
Lucas Glover is like ancient at this point. He's only missed 4 cuts in his last 13 attempts, which I'm definitely like grasping at straws here because that like feasibly is not that good. But didn't play it last year, but does have the T23, T8, and T40 in last 3 of his plays, and he's got the recent stretch of solid golf. 3 top 20s. His worst finish is T43 in his last 6 events. He finishes 3rd and 12th in our 2 proximity buckets. They're 16th in par 4 scoring, which probably is going to be my most important stat of the week. Being elite from that 350 to 450 range of the par 4s, that's a huge way of how you beat Colonial. That's how Jordan Spieth has beaten this course for the past 10 plus years. But Glover is quietly doing well. So I do like Glover here. It's definitely a dart throw. It's more closer to the top than my usual triple digit dart throws are, but I do like Glover this week. I did put him on my outright card.
I don't hate it. He actually rated out fairly well for me. What is he sitting at? 55-1 right now?
I took 60.
Okay. Okay.
He is currently 55-1 on DraftKings. Yeah. Okay. I took it this morning. I was going to be crazy.
So. I won't lie. I still like the Burger 100-1. I don't hate it at all. I'll be less crazy because
Where are you seeing Burger 100-1?
I'll tell you that. You want me to name the books for you?
Yeah, sure.
Unless it moved, because everyone's like, oh, now I'm moving numbers. I highly freaking doubt that.
I just see the 80 on DraftKings, so I was just curious.
Oh, it has moved. I see it too. DraftKings is 80. FanDuel still has 100. Okay. Caesars still has 100, and Bet365 still has 100. Okay. He's down to 66-1 at MGM and Bet Rivers.
I have a question before we go to the dumb fuck bet. What is your thoughts on last year's defending champion, who is down at 110-1, Emiliano Grillo? You have any interest on him?
No.
No? Okay, me neither. Just checking.
No, I don't know. No. Maybe like a top 10. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, even like has he? I feel like he was
what a range there. No interest to a top 10. That's quite a range.
I don't know. I honestly haven't looked at Grillo enough to be like I know what he's been doing this year. I know he didn't rate out amazing for me. No.
I think he's been playing like donkey this year.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know if I can get there. 2 other names I just want to throw out as far as dart go. Mark Hubbard and Aaron Rai are interesting. I don't think Aaron Rai can finish, but
Rai rated out really highly.
Really well for me. He was like 4th in my model, I want to say.
He was 7th in mine.
Yeah. So big fan of him. Another guy, though, I don't know.
But he doesn't finish. He's like a top 10. Maybe he's like a top 10 finish.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, dumb fuck bet because we have been blabbermouths. I'm going to give... I didn't give this guy out. You always get really pissed when I...
You didn't give your dog yet. You didn't give your dog either.
Oh, I didn't? I'm going to go with Burger.
Okay.
I'll go with Burger just because I'll stick with the train. And then I got to get this guy up. Nate Lashley. I love me some Nate Lashley. Let's do top 40 plus 175. Honorable mention to Straka, top 30 plus 125, and Lauer, top 40 plus 190. So I gave out 3 there just for fun. What's your dumb fuck?
Those are nice. My dumb fuck bet is Adam Svensson, 110-1. You can also get some intriguing placement numbers on him if I go all the way down. Plus 105 for the top 40, and also the plus 190 for the top 30. I kind of like both of those a lot. I'll get into Svensson real quick. Top 6 on stroke gain approach on difficult courses with bent grass greens, 5th in tee to green and ball striking, 17th in par 4 scoring. Our good buddy Matt Gannon threw out a very interesting stat as well that I saw. Gained 7 strokes ball striking at Valhalla last week, 3rd best approach week of his career. He's only played this course once. He got a T40 in 2022, but it just has not played well this week. But that's why it's a dumb fuck bet, because things can change. One other guy I want to throw out that in my mind is a near perfect fit for this course, JT Poston, top 30 plus 125. Yeah. There, really like him. Always putts well on bent grass and Bermuda greens. The approach game is always solid for him, and I think he's definitely a play that everybody can get behind. It's like that boring, but definitely can have some ceiling to him. That.
Yeah, I don't hate that. All right, let's round it out here. I had Ryan pull this up for a new segment that I'm calling Mr. Mansplain of the Week, and I saw you like it. I had posted a video of Scotty with his backwards hat on under Colin Cowherd, who was talking about Brock Purdy and how he's a leader because he keeps his hat straight. And this fucking asshole, Jim at Oregon_Bursch, whatever the fuck his name is, Scotty Dash and many other players Dash did this during a tournament last year because it was raining so hard that when they tried to putt, the water was dripping off the bill onto the ball. Turn it around to putt. Problem solved. Thank you, you dick. I was well fucking aware. I watched the tournament myself. I didn't just pull this out of
It wasn't that wasn't even the context you were trying to give it in. Like you weren't asking like why
I was making like a joke.
Yeah, it was like a Scotty's a badass joke.
Like, sorry, I wanted to talk about my father who just got arrested and is a bad boy now. And the man actually replied, "You're welcome." And I was like, I was not thanking him.
Oh, wow.
He was like, "I do not care." And I'm like, okay, you are a cranky butt. His bio: I'm the narrator for The Average Guy. Opinions stated here are my own. Thank God, honestly. Wish him the best this week. Hope his bets hit or do not hit. I don't really care. Any last thoughts before we get out of here?
Please, God, I've been good. Just one outright, please.
Yeah.
Just one outright. That's all I need.
I'd love an outright. I will get my full card up. Promise, actually get it up this week instead of forcing everyone to watch the full show. If you're still listening, which I hope you are, if you haven't, subscribe, rate, review, and I will be back Thursday. Won't spoil who I'm having on as a guest, but new schedule, a 7 p.m. show live to talk some NFL. Finally, appreciate everyone and good luck. Let's win some monies.
Let's do it.
Watch him make it, break it, break it, break it.